how did you feel the first time that you put on the Superman costume?
It was a very special feeling. The Superman costume literally has a physical energy about it. It's something you can almost see. You can't explain it. There aren't any real words for it. But I think it's just down to the love and the respect and how the people who put this suit together and came up with it held Superman in such high regard.
Surrender within 24 hours or watch this world suffer the consequences.
Was it hard, the training to be Superman?
Yes, it was hard. It was very hard, and it would have been a lot more difficult had I not trained with Mark Twight and Mike Blevins from Jim Jones. They made it a lot easier than it could have been. I mean, they pushed me very hard physically, but they were very aware of the psychological aspect of training, and their knowledge about that really, really helped me go through it. Didn't stop, you know, the pain in the gym, but they made sure no damage was done and that there was a respect and an enjoyment of the training.
I read that you had a bit of a food coma after shooting the ab scene.
We were training very hard for leaning up for stuff, and eventually when we had finished the first bit of the leaning process, my trainer gave me a day off from the leaning diet, and then he said, now we'll bring you back into it the day after that, but have fun now, enjoy it, psychologically just enjoy. It's not going to do too much damage anyway, so have fun. And Debbie Snyder and Zack Snyder bought me an apple pie and a tub of ice cream and put that in my trailer for when I got back after work. And then I ordered a giant pizza on top of that for myself and just crushed the whole thing. It was absolutely delicious, and then passed out in a food coma because my body just was not used to dealing with that much food. You've
read the comics, you're a big fan of the comics. So is there a certain story that you would like to see in a sequel?
Yes, I think there's lots of stories that can be told. I think there's certainly an interesting idea involving Kandor and Brainiac, because, you know, with the Kryptonian race and Kal-El feeling like sort of he's a loner in the universe, I think that would add an interesting dimension. But I think there's a great thing with Doomsday there as well. That would obviously come a lot later, I think, in any kind of sequel program. But there are so many options to tell different stories.
Before we finish, I want to ask you a couple of Twitter and Facebook questions. We got a lot today. Okay. We asked the guys. So first, from Pedraza Emi in Twitter, who's your favorite superhero?
Superman.
From Conieta, would you like to act in TV again?
Interesting question, and a good question. Given the right story and the right role, yeah, very much so. It just depends on who's involved.
And from Facebook, from Einar Espinosa, who would win in a match between Batman and Superman?
A very interesting battle there, and the great answer to that is that there is no clear answer. They're so very different in their abilities and powers and the way they operate in the DC world, yet both could take either one out. Just you don't know how it's going to happen. It would definitely provide an interesting matchup, but I wouldn't know the answer.
I won't betray them. You already have.
What would you say was the best advice that Zack and Christopher gave to you?
Enjoy it. Enjoy the ride, because this is only going to happen once. This moment in my life is only going to happen once, and they just said, enjoy it.